Good morning, everybody, once again on this knowledgeable Sunday morning. Okay. The, today's topic is really very interesting, let me tell you. Okay. In metro cities like Mumbai, Thane, we face an issue related to the parking. Whenever we always have this challenge, where to park the vehicle. Whenever we always have a mind which is sticking towards it, that whether the vehicle will be properly parked or no. Is there any kind of towing issue will be there? Is somebody going to damage my vehicle? All these things keeps happening. But it is more painful the time when this kind of things happens within our society. And I'm sure every one of us, might have gone through this phase some or the other day in their life, that it made a society parking where there are multiple issues which are happening. Maybe an individual who's creating this issue, or it is all across the society. Okay, happens. And many a times, like when you shift to a new place, this issue always remains, right? So we have a really wonderful personality with us today, Advocate Ritesh Wagh, who's gonna write us about this particular topic, what law says about it, and what are the solutions we can have to fix this kind of issue. Now, to talk about Advocate Ritesh Wagh, he's holding a bachelor's degree in arts and law from Mumbai University. He has a experience of 17 plus years and experience in handling civil, criminal, DRT, and customer matters. Dealt with multiple civil litigations, DRT matters, negotiable instruments, Consumer Protection Act proceedings, and arbitration proceedings, and this kind of activities. Yeah. So I'm sure, we will have this wonderful session, which will be clear out lots of doubts which we face on daily basis almost. All right. Before we could start this session, let me just give you a few pointers here. That this session is organized by Samruddha Bharat Sangh for its social awareness and educational purpose, and session will be recorded. So I would request all the participants to please keep their cell phones or their devices on mute. And those who are missing on it or want to refer it once again can always Samruddha Bharat Sangh website, that is www.samruddha.org. Right? I will request Advocate Ritesh to please take it forward and explain us these details. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Audumbar sir. Yes, good morning, friend.
Good morning, Ritesh.
I am audible, right?
Yes, Ritesh, you are very much audible.
Thank you, thank you. So basically, my name is Ritesh Wagh. I'm a advocate by profession and practicing in the various court of Mumbai and Maharashtra since last 16 to 17 years. So basically, today we are dealt with the very crucial issue in the society uh, which we face in daily life, that is parking issue. you know so my request is to Mr. Mane to just on our PPT presentation, so that we can discuss the issue very nicely. Right, thank you, Santoshi. Thank you. So uh, yeah, please shift to page number 2. Yeah. So friends, these are the basic 4 points on which the parking issue arose in the society affairs. So first I will read 4 points that is there on the screen, and thereafter we will elaborate each point separately. So point number, that is type of dispute with regard to parking space of the cooperative housing society. So point number one, the building in which the founder member or members have purchased the flat, they inform the society, and by society resolution amongst themselves allotted the stilt oblique open sky parking space. Point number two, the purchaser of the flat claims ownership on the stilt oblique open sky parking space based on the letter of allotment issued by the developer. Point number three, the purchaser of the flat claims ownership on the stilt oblique open sky parking space based on the agreement for sale executed by and between the developer and the flat purchasers. And point number four, that is last one, the outgoing members of the society has sold out the stilt oblique open sky parking space allotted to him by the developer oblique by the society resolution, etc. So coming back to the point number one, how this particular issue arose between the society members. Suppose the building, there was there
बोलकर
sorry
सामान बस
there is a
मागचं ऐकू घे.
hello, there was a plot of land on which the promoter or the developer develops the building and construct the building and allotted the flat to the purchasers, right? Then after completion of the building, people comes purchase the flat. Thereafter they form the society and they become the founder member of the society. What has happened? If the building is there, open area is also there, then they utilize that open area for parking their respective cars or the two-wheeler vehicles or the cycle, whatever the vehicles are, they used to park. Subsequently, what has happened? Subsequently, numbers of cars arose, numbers of other flat purchasers also purchase the cars, and the scarcity of the place for parking their vehicle arose. So then what happened? This founder member says, now this particular car parking area is allotted to us by the society. When they founded their society, they formed their society and they claims the ownership on that parking area, saying that we are a founder member. At the time of purchase this flat, we have passed the resolution, and accordingly this particular parking area belongs to us, so nobody can park their vehicle on that particular area. So now dispute arose. So question before us is, what is to be done if such such situation arose? So what is the law says, that we will tell you in our subsequent part of presentation. Now we are dealing with the disputes. So point number two, the purchaser of the flat claims ownership on the stilt oblique open sky parking space based on the letter of allotment issued by the developer. In first point, we have discussed with the founder members who claims the ownership. Based on that, they came first, they purchased the flat first from the developer, they formed the society, they resolve the resolution for parking area, and they park their vehicle, and they are not going to allow to other people who are subsequent purchaser to park their vehicle. Okay, so point number two, that is builder gives the allotment letter to the purchaser saying that this particular parking area belongs to you. If other members, that is other purchaser, subsequent purchaser comes and they purchase the flat, and they are having the car, and there is no area available to that particular purchaser for parking their car, then dispute arose, saying that this earlier purchaser says that now we have allotted this car parking area based on the allotment letter given by the developer. So now you can't, we are the only owner, you can't claim on any right upon that particular parking area. So dispute arose. So what is to be done? What is the legal remedy available? We will discuss later on in the presentation. Third point, the purchaser of the flat claims ownership on the still open parking space based on the agreement for sale executed by and between the developer and the flat purchaser. Now, the next step of the developer, that developer themselves uh, uh, content in the agreement that this particular area is given for your car parking. Okay. Okay, so the based on the agreement for sale, based on the clause which is mentioned in the agreement for sale, the purchaser claims the ownership on the still oblique open sky parking. These are very crucial terms, still and open sky parking, right? So we are talking only about still and open car parking as far as point number 3 is concerned. Now point number 2, how the dispute arose. The outgoing members of the society has sold out the stilt oblique open sky parking space allotted to him by the developer oblique by the society resolution. Suppose founder member have purchased the flat, that is flat number 1, and subsequently and he has also parking area based on that is a founder member, that is connected to point number 1. Subsequently, after suppose 10 years, he sold out that flat premises along with the parking area to the subsequent purchaser. Then subsequent purchaser claims that since the founder members was having this car parking area, therefore he has given or he has sold out that parking area to me, and therefore I have right title and interest upon that parking area. So this sort of 4 points, these are the basic points arose and dispute while the issue of car parking in the society premises. Santoshji, please next slide, page number 3.
Yes, so Ritesh, there is some problem with the PPT. We will present it. You continue. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. So now we are coming to the next point, that is type of parking space. There are basically 3 type of parking space. One is a garage parking space, second is a still parking space, and third one is a open sky parking space. So basically we will have to bifurcate between 3 parking types, parking space types. Garage park, the definition of garage parking is that there are 3 wall and 1 roof. Okay, so that is called garage parking space. 3 wall, back side, left and right side, and front side open, and there is a roof. That is called garage parking space. Still parking space means the parking uh, which is created below the first floor. That is, pillar are there between the ground floor and the first floor, and that pillar area utilized for parking the vehicle. That is called still parking. And open sky parking means the parking upon which the open sky is there. So there is no still, there is no roof. That is called open sky parking. So now what is law says about this type of parking, right? So section 2A(1) of the MOFA Act 1963, I will read the provision. What is the flat and how the definition of flat relates with the parking area, that we will now discuss. Flat means a separate and self-constrained set of premises used or intended to be used for residence or office, showroom or shop or godown, or for carrying on any industry or business, now into bracket, and includes a garage, the premises forming part of a building, and includes an apartment. Now the MOFA Act is very clear as far as section 2 into bracket A(1) is concerned, that what is the definition of flat, which covers and which include the term garage. Right now we have stated the definition of garage, that is 3 wall, 1 roof, that is called garage. That is also comes under the category of flat. When the flat being purchased by the purchaser from the developer, and if there is a garage area, then developer has right to sell out that flat along with the garage area. But in case when there is no such garage, that is three wall and one roof is there, that is not there, then developer has no right as far as MOFA is concerned, right? So further legal provision is that Section 29 of Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016, that is our RERA Act, that provides the definition of common area, where Section 2N into bracket 3 clause 3 provides common area means the common basement, terrace, parks, play areas, open parking area, open parking are as a common storage spaces. So these are the common. So why we are elaborating the definition of flat and the common area? Because this, the reason is that the answer is that the common area builder has no right to sell the common area. Common area belongs to the society. Common area belongs to the people who stays there. So builder has no right to sell out the common area. Builder has only right to sell out the flat premises, not otherwise. So builder is not entitled to sell out common basement, terrace, parks, play areas, and open parking area. So now in the our daily life, the builder used to sell out the open parking. Builder used to sell out the steel parking, but it is not as per the law. It is not as per the provision of law. So next point is Section 2Y of Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016, which provides the definition of garage, which means a place within a project having a roof and walls on the three sides for parking any vehicle, but does not include an unenclosed or uncovered parking space such as open parking space. Now, right now we have stated that the definition of garage, if the that particular area, that is particular space is covered with three wall and one roof, it is called garage, and builder is entitled or empowered to sell out that area, but not open sky or steel parking. Now the this particular provisions were with related to MOFA Act and subsequent thereto the RERA Act, which are enacted in the year 2016. So prior to RERA Act, the provisions of MOFA Act were applicable, but subsequent when 2006 enactment, that is RERA enactment is there, so section which we have stated earlier and the rule of MAHARERA, that is rule 2J, rule 2J, that covers the covered parking space, means an enclosed or covered area as approved by the competent authority as per the applicable development control regulations for parking of vehicles of the allottees, which may be basements and or steel and or podium and or space provided by mechanized parking arrangement, but shall not include a garage and or open parking. So as per DC regulations are concerned, they have given the covered parking space definition. So these are the provisions of law under which the developer can what developer can sell out and what developer can't sell out. That is defined and that is bifurcated in the provisions of law. Now the next slide is parking rules and regulation. So if we read bylaws from 77 to bylaws 84, where we will come to know about the provision under bylaws that if the dispute arose between the society member with respect to the car parking area, then how those disputes be resolved under the ambit of the law. So section 70, model bylaws number 77 provides about three sub clause, that is society shall in the general body meeting frame and adopt parking rules to regulate the parking slot in accordance with the act and rules thereunder. Point number B, the allotment of parking space shall be made by the committee on the basis of first come first served for available parking slot. However, the member shall have no right to sell or transfer the parking slot allotted by the society. C. No member shall be entitled to utilize more parking slot than that official allotted to him by the society. Now, what point number A, that is clause number A, says the society shall, in the general body meeting, frame and adopt parking rules to regulate the parking slot in accordance with the act. Now, what has happened? Sorry. If the car parking area are less than the numbers of cars in the society, then dispute arose. Suppose there are 20 car parking area available in the society and there are 30 cars, numbers of car of the flat purchaser, right? Suppose there are 30 flats in the building, right? And 20 car parking area are only available in the society and 30 flat members having their own car. Now the 10 numbers of 10 cars are shortfall to park their vehicle. So how this particular dispute resolve? Then society can, there are three types of things, that is uh, uh, that is by draw of cheat, by draw of lot, and by first come first serve. Society used to resolve the issue by resolving by passing resolution in the meeting, that is SGM or AGM, saying that now these 20 parkings are available and 30 vehicles are there, so we can utilize this 20 car parking on rotation wise, right? So 6 month rotation or 1 year rotation would be there in the lottery system. They used to draw lottery, and the people and the flat purchase whose name is appearing in that lottery, he used to allot that particular car parking for the period of 6 months or the 1 year, as far as whatever the stated by the society resolution. So accordingly they can resolve that issue. So that is what model bylaws number 77 says. That is point number B. The allotment of car parking shall be made by the committee on the basis of first come first serve for available parking slot. However, the member shall have no right to sell or transfer the parking slot allotted by the society. Now, what it says, if the society, if the lottery system has been executed or drawn, and if any person's name is there in the lottery system, he comes, he parks his vehicle for the tenure what is whatever stated in that resolution, and after completion of that tenure or the period, he used to remove his car, and the new member he used to park their car. So like that only. The resolution further says that no member shall be entitled to utilize more parking slot than that officially allotted to him by the. If suppose one member is having three cars, then whether it's entitled for three car parking in the society premises, the answer is no. One member is having or empowered only park his one car, and about his two cars, he is not entitled or he is not empowered to park these two cars in the society premises, right? So now model bylaws number 78, where any parking slot have been built or open space in the society compound is available for parking of cars, the society shall numbers and demarcate the still and or the open space in such a way that no inconvenience would be caused to any of the members of the society. The committee shall ensure that the space is used for members for the purpose of which it is allotted. If suppose uh, under the, between the ground floor to first floor there is still parking, and that particular area is only for parking the vehicle of the society member, then what society should do? The society should demarcate by way of boundary or marking that flat number one, flat number two, flat number three, like that. So they demarcate the area. The society has no right to utilize that particular space for otherwise other than the car parking things, right? So society can't build anything that is garden. Society can't build garden in the car parking area or otherwise. So bylaws number 78 says like that. Bylaws number 79, a member having a vehicle will be eligible to have parking slot. Normally, no member shall be eligible for being allotted more than one car parking slot. The vehicle may be owned by him or allotted to him by his employer or the firm of which he is the partner or the company of which he is the director. If any parking slot remain unallotted for want of applicant, additional car parking slot may be allotted to such member who already have a slot allotted to them in the normal course. Such allotment of additional parking slot shall be made on year-to-year basis, provided the same are not required by other members who have not been allotted even a single parking slot. Now, this particular model bylaws number 1779 to be read in threefold. First is who is eligible to park their vehicle. If the two vehicles are there with the with the flat owners, then how the second vehicle can be parked and what would be the process to allow the second parking space to the flat purchaser. This particular model bylaw number 79, if you read this to be read in three folds. So first we will deal with who are the eligible member. So as far as eligibility is concerned, the who is the eligible person? The person who is a flat purchaser or having his own car, or the car which is given to that flat purchaser by his employer in the capacity of that flat purchase is a director of the company. If these two things are covered, then he can park his vehicle in the society premises. Then the second fold were that if he is having two cars, then what is the procedure? If society having the additional car parking area, then the society can allot the car parking for his second vehicle subject to the availability, right? And for that purpose, he has to make application to the society, and after making this application, society allows by after due process of law. And third parking, while allotting the second car parking, the society used to give undertaking from him that this second car parking is given to you for the for a specific period of time, and after completion of that specific period you have to remove that car, or in case other flat purchaser if other flat purchaser purchase his car, then you have to remove your card so that we can allot this parking area to that flat purchaser. So these 3 points um, have to be covered as far as clause number 79 is concerned. So please next slide. Now what bylaws number 80 says? Bylaws number 80 says, in case the number of eligible members of parking slot is in excess of the available parking slot, then the managing committee shall allot parking slot on annual basis by fair and transparent process in concurrence with the general body regulation. That is what we already discussed, that if the numbers of cars are more, than the available space in the society area for parking the vehicles, then dispute arose, and how that disputes to be resolved by the society meeting or society committee, that is by way of conducting general body meeting, and in that general body meeting they have to pass the proper resolution, and in that resolution they have to narrate that how this particular car parking issue to be resolved, that is by lottery system or by check system or by giving the flat purchaser for to park their car for particular period, that is tenure. So bylaws number 80 says like that. So bylaws number 81, the member desiring to have parking slot may make an application to the society of the society giving necessary details. The procedure laid down under bylaws number 64 for disposal of application shall be followed by the secretary and the committee of the society. If suppose any person want to park his vehicle in the society area, then he has to make an application before the society, and uh, after getting that application from the that flat purchaser, the society committee should dispose of that application as provided in bylaws number 64. That is availability of the slot. What would be the tenure like that? So accordingly, that is bylaws number 64. That application to be disposed of. Bylaws number 81, every member shall pay the parking charges for the numbers of slot allotted to him or her at such rate as may be decided by the general body of the society at its meeting, irrespective of the flat whether he actually parks his vehicle or not. If suppose any slot is given or allotted to the flat purchaser, then he has to pay parking charge. Whether suppose for example in 1 month his vehicle is not there, so he doesn't say that no, my vehicle was not there, therefore I am not entitled, or sorry, I am not liable to pay any parking charges. No, it is not like that. If the car parking area is allotted to him, irrespective of whether he is parking his car or not, he has to pay parking charges to the society. That is what model bylaws number 82 says. Then model bylaws number 83, every members having a scooter, a motorcycle or an auto rickshaw shall obtain prior permission of the committee for parking his vehicle in the compound of the society and pay the charges fixed by the general body of the society at his meeting. That whatever the vehicle, not, it is not like that only car. If the scooter is there, in the motorcycle is there, even the auto rickshaw, then they have to pay the parking charge to the society. It is what model bylaw number 83 says. Please come forward to next slide. That is slide number 7, which says that bylaws number 94 and 95. Now this is very crucial. We are now discuss with, if the issue arose, how that issue will be resolved. But within the ambit of law, how that issue will be resolved, that says about bylaws number 94 and 95. What 94 says? Necessary resolution to be passed in annual general meeting as provided under bylaws number 94. So 94 is about AGM, annual general meeting. If the dispute arose, or if in case of dispute arose, or if this dispute is not arose, if parking area are there, then AGM to be resolved by way of AGM, that issue to be resolved, that now in our society parking slots are there, we have to demarcate that parking slot, we have to allot that parking slot to the flat purchaser, like that. And then otherwise what will happen, if the area is there, so anybody can come and anybody can park their vehicle according to their whims or wish. So mess would be happen. So that mess should not be happen. For that purpose, in AGM, that should be resolved properly. That is demarcation of the parking area. If they next point, if there is a conflict between the members of the society with respect to parking issue, particularly which cannot be resolved amicably, then special general body meeting can be called for as provided under bylaws number 95. Subsequent provisions there to. Now bylaws number 95 says about the special general body meeting. If in AGM, if dispute is not resolved, and suppose some resolution being passed in the AGM, and that resolution is not followed by the society members, then dispute arose. Then all of a sudden some aggrieved society members come to the society. Now this particular area is given to me, and another person is parking parking his vehicle on my area, so no dispute arose. After that, if the society conduct SGM and allotted the car parking area, then that resolution is applicable to all the members. So that is what section the bylaws number 95 says. Once the parking policy is resolved in SGBM with majority of votes by society members, then it can be implemented through lottery system, slot wise. That is what we have discussed. If the AGM is resolved that with the majority of votes, like suppose there are 60 members in the society, some members are against the parking policy and some members are in favor of the parking policy. What is the parking policy? Every member has right to park his vehicle slot wise. If the numbers of car are more than the available space of car parking, then the slot wise car parking policy to be implemented. If some members are against, some members are favorable, then SGM to be conducted, and in SGM, if the majority, if the resolution being is passed with the majority of votes, then it is to be applicable to all 60 members, right? So please next slide. Yes. Now we are discussing about the silent feature of parking policy. Point number one, cooperative housing society is the owner of parking area, and it is explicitly provided in the law that no society member is entitled to claim ownership on society still oblique open sky parking space. Now, right now we have stated that no person, no flat purchase, whether he is a founder member or whether he is a subsequent purchaser or whether he is a community member, no flat purchaser having any right to claim ownership upon the common area or car parking area, because this car parking area is belongs to the society, not particular flat purchaser, right? Then point number two, developer is not entitled or empowered to sell out any still oblique open sky parking space to the flat purchaser. Even not only the flat purchaser, not only the founder member, not only the society committee member, but even the developer is not entitled to empower to sell out the still oblique open sky parking area, because the reason behind is that if the land is there, builder comes, builder construct the building, builder sell out the flat as per the FSI calculation. But as per the government rules, this particular stilt area doesn't comes within the calculation of FSI, because the government doesn't collect revenue out of this car parking area. Therefore, development has no right to sell out that car parking area, since it is belongs to the society. Excuse me. Sorry. Point number three, the parking area of the building projects excludes the calculation of FSI. Right now we have stated that since the government doesn't generate revenue out of this car parking area, therefore the calculation of FSI doesn't comes within the ambit of the developers, within the ambit of sale out of that particular area, because parking area belongs to the society. Point number four, every members of the society has equal right to use a parking area as the same is under common amenities. Right now we have discussed that this particular common parking area comes under the definition of common amenities like terrace, like garden, like that. This particular parking area comes under the definition of common amenities, and since it is a common amenities, every member has equal right to use that common amenities as per the procedure of the law. No purchaser or no one purchaser can claim, flat purchaser can claim that this particular car parking area belongs to me and I am the owner of that parking area there, and I will not going to allow other person to park that vehicle. So it is not like that. If the number of vehicles are more than the available parking space, in that case, society can implement parking policy rotation wise through lottery system. We have already discussed that if the society numbers of vehicles are more than the available space of the parking, then society can pass the resolution in AGM or in the SGM, and accordingly they after passing the resolution, they implement the car parking policy rotation wise, and they used to they can allot that parking area to the person whose name appears in the lottery system, and for a specific tenure. And after completion of this that particular tenure, the subsequent members whose number were not allotted or not appeared in the lottery system, his car will be parked in that area in after completion of the tenure. Then letter of allotment and or agreement for sale of still oblique open sky parking space executed by and between the developer and the flat purchaser does not substantiate right title interest upon the still oblique open sky parking. We have already discussed that if the builder or the developer gives letter of allotment to substantiate that this particular area belongs to you based on the letter of allotment, and that purchaser used to park their vehicle in that area given by the developer. And subsequently, if the car parking slot are less than what the numbers of car are there, then dispute arose. Then this is now the builder has given me allotment letter. Then you can't. That is my own car parking. So that is my right title and interest. I can claim my right title and interest, but it is not so. It is not as per the law. The another person can also claim, because it is a common amenities, and other person also can claim that since it is a society premises, you can't claim your ownership upon the car parking area. And next point is garage parking as provided under section 21A of MOFA and 2N of RERA can be sold out. Now we have discussed about the still parking and the open sky parking. There are three types of car parking, that is garage parking, still parking, and open sky parking. As far as still and open sky parking, okay, the society is having the right title and interest upon those parking, and they can utilize that parking premises for the society, for the larger number of the society people. But as far as garage parking is concerned, that developer has right to sell out that garage parking to the flat purchaser. That is also provided in the law. So next slide, please. Now this is very crucial judgment. This particular judgment has been passed by the Honorable Apex in the year 2010, that is prior to the RERA Act, right? So in that judgment, Nahalchand Laluchand Private Limited versus Panchali Cooperative Housing Society Limited. So what has happened in this case? The Nahalchand Laluchand Private Limited is the company. It is a they are the developer basically. They develop the plot. They develop the plot. They create the still parking, and in that, and when they have sold out that flat premises to the prospective purchaser, in their agreement they have stated one clause saying that the purchaser is entitled for only the flat area, that is whatever the flat area is, not otherwise, and the still parking area which is belongs to the developer, that is Nahalchand Laluchand Private Limited. So purchaser have purchased the flat, they stay there, subsequently they purchase the car, they used to park the premises. Then this Nahalchand Private Limited comes that no, this parking areas belongs to us, because agreement says like this. If you read the clause of the agreement, in that agreement one clause is there that this particular car parking area belongs to the developer, and no flat purchaser is right title and interest upon the car parking area. Therefore you can't having the right to parking use your car. So if you want to parking the car, then you have to pay me. So now dispute arose, and this particular case travel from trial court to high court, and high court to Supreme Court, and Honorable Supreme Court in this particular judgment clearly says that the developer has no right title and interest upon the car parking area, and that is belongs to the society only. So based on this judgment, now we can resolve if the any flat purchaser or claiming their right title and interest upon the car parking area, then this judgment says that no, you are not entitled to claim your ownership. If any developer says like that, yeah, this particular car parking area belongs to developer, and therefore without our permission or without you purchase this flat, you can't utilize that premises for park your own vehicles. The answer is no. This judgment protect them. But now after enactment of 2016 RERA Act, right? So as far as DCR, the podium and the even the steel parking is given compulsory ratio, that developer, while developing or while constructing the flat or building, they should give the steel parking to the purchaser. Even the steel parking, as far as the RERA is concerned, even the builder can allot the steel parking to the purchaser. The difference between the provision of MOFA and provision of the RERA is that in RERA, developer has no right to sell out the steel parking, and the steel parking is always belongs to the society. As far as RERA is concerned, developer has to construct the building in such a manner that every flat purchaser can allot his one car in the given steel area developed by the developer. That is what RERA says. Therefore, now as far after 2016, when that particular project is registered under the RERA Act, then developer is liable, or developer is duty bound to give one car parking area to the flat purchaser by way of allotment. So that is what this issue is resolving as per the provision of the law. Thank you. My request is that
Thank you.
having question, please ask.
Yes. So if any of the viewers has any kind of questions related to the topic, I will request to please ask right now. I think Ramesh Jadhav has raised their hand. He wants to ask something.
Yeah, please.
Yes, Abhijit, you can ask.
Hi. My
Hello.
question. Hi, sir. Thanks for the complete information about the act, and it was very knowledgeable. My question is, what if the committee members, they only don't allow what do you call the rotation system? Because I'll tell you my case. There are 30 car parks, okay, but there are 125 members, and not all of them have cars. But yes, there are 10 to 15 cars parked outside the building. Now the committee member, they themselves have their cars inside, okay, out of those 30, and they are only not willing to do this rotation system. So in that case, what does a member do? I mean, apart from the also in the SGM, what happens is 30 cars versus 10 cars. The voice of the number of votes for not having the vote rotation system is more, because those 30, they will not definitely don't want their cars to be outside parked.
Right.
So in that case, what does a member do?
Yes. 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 I will give the answer to your question in twofold. Fold number is that if there is a shortfall of 10 car parking area, as far as the question arose by you, right? So there
Right,
are shortfall of 10 car, and there are 130 society members are there in the society, right?
right,
So out of 130 members, the disputed issue is about shortfall of 10 car parking area. So our point is that why the other 90 people will attend the SGM, and they give their favorable vote for this thing for implementation of car parking. Now this question
A-
is so
absolutely.
yeah. So in that case, there are you can utilize if there is availability of the area, like in your layout, in your building layout, if some portion is there for car parking, and that particular area is utilized by the developer or other than car parking area, that is for example some garden, corner garden, like that, so you can
No, there's
utilize
no such situation.
it. It is not like that.
No, no. the car as well as scooters as well as bicycles are completely full.
Utilized.
There is no inch of space left for any additional space. Now
So
the talks are going off about having a mechanical parking, like the one above the other, but that is going to cost huge.
heavily, right?
Right.
Yeah, and to come to that consensus also, like those 30 car parks, why they will spend money, additional money, because they are already inside.
Right, right. So
And this resolution was passed in 2005, somewhere in 2005 in the SGM, when only those 30 or 40 members would be available, for their cars.
right,
And now they are not ready to change that norm.
right,
So the,
right,
as I said, the 10 voices versus the 30 voices, and plus people in the committee.
right, right, right. So I will answer to your question in legal perspective now, because now right now we are discussing practical perspective. So
Yeah.
you can after passing the resolution, after passing the resolution, you can file the complaint or you can file the dispute before the court of law, saying that okay, this resolution has been passed long back, but these 30 members is not allowed to implement this resolution. So accordingly, the court can pass appropriate order.
Okay. So
So
taking legal help is the solution.
yes, yes, that
If if the committee members or the society members are not willing to do the rotation, because this suggestions was also given in the SGM, but
hmm,
as I said, the number of yes were very less than the number of no,
no,
because
now we have to create the gravity of that particular issue. You know,
Mhm.
suppose now okay, 10 shortfall or 10 car parking shortfall are there. It suppose
Mhm.
other 20 people comes, they purchase the car park, then what will happen?
Mhm.
So the interest of larger people, we have to approach the appropriate court of law and take the
Okay,
measure.
okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
हेलो
Yes, please.
रितेश जी.
हाँ बोलिए शास्त्री जी बोलिए.
So what is the limitation for challenging the resolution passed the society in respect of car parking area?
Right. As far as resolution is concerned, if the the other person are not implementing the car parking policy, even after the resolution being passed, then it is a continuous cause of action. So there is no such resolution. If you send such letter or if you send some reminder to the society saying that yeah, now resolution being passed, but it is not implemented, then what is the point of passing the resolution? Then you have to implement the resolution. Otherwise, I will take the appropriate legal action against the people who are not allow other to park their vehicle or not allowed to implement the this thing resolution. So continuous cause of action is there. There is no point of this thing limitation is there. You can
Oh,
approach to the even after 5 years or 6 years.
thank you, sir. Oh.
Any other member has any kind of questions?
Yeah, hi, Harvinder. There is one question from me, Prashant this
Yes,
side.
Prashant. Yes,
And
Prashant.
good morning to Ritesh ji. Nice session. Thanks for that information which is flowed to all of users. Question is regarding the steel parking. So nowadays builders are selling steel parking. So we know it is a steel parking. I don't know the legal term that has been used in the agreements, but they are selling the steel parking. So like we saw in the presentations, the no developer has a rights to sell the steel parking, even though the builders are still selling it. So what is your suggestion? So it is allowed by law. So by law, what we saw is not allowed, but still they are selling it. So is it appropriate, or it is a risk factor that we purchase such steel parking and then in future when we are selling the flat, this would be a dispute?
Yeah. If that particular project comes under the RERA registration, then what we have stated in our presentation that okay, then builder has right, because rule number, I will show you. Take minute. Rule this thing rule number 2J of RERA Maharera Act, right? So that says that covered parking space. That means an enclosed or covered area as approved by the competent authority as per the applicable development control regulation for parking of vehicle of the allotted, which may be basement and or steel and or podium and or space provided by mechanized parking arrangement, but shall not include a garage and or open spot. Now we are talking about the steel parking. So steel parking is covered under RERA. If your project is under RERA, then builder has right to sell out that. If it is under MOFA, that is prior to 2016 enactment, then he is not.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that answer. Thanks a lot.
Sir, thank you.
Any other has any kind of questions?
Yes,
Yes,
Deepak.
Mr. Rao.
yes. If a builder sells his parking to the purchasers, to the flat purchasers, what is the remedy available for the flat purchasers?
Please repeat your question because
If the builder sells his parking,
okay.
then what is the remedy available to the flat purchasers, to the rest of the flat purchasers?
The builder sells the parking area at what? Prior to 2016 or
Prior to the registration of the society,
no. It is under MOFA Act or under RERA Act, MahaRERA Act.
under MOFA.
MOFA. If the parking slot, then what is the right? That is what in question is. Right?
Yes, yes. If the open parking,
If that car parking area is not at the garage, then we can approach to the cooperative society, cooperative court by way of filing dispute, saying that that developer. There are two remedies available basically. One is under the Cooperative Societies Act and another is under the Consumer Protection. So you can avail out either of the societies laws and consumer protection. You can go for either of the.
okay, thank you.
Any other member has a quick question? We can consider a last question. Okay, so I will request the participants in future if they have any kind of queries related to this, please get connected with us on our email address.
Hello.
Info. Yes, Jyoti.
My question is that in a cooperative housing society, there is a one garage parking, and the owner of the garage parking has no flat in the society. Can he participate in the election proceeding? Member?
Means he is not the member of the society like that.
No, yes. He is not the. He has no flat in the society. He is not residing in the society, but he has garage. He is
Okay.
the owner of the garage. So can he participate in the election proceedings
Okay. This is very new
as
question for us.
a member? Yes.
Yes. Basically, what law says that if that particular parking area comes under the definition of garage, and if it is garage, then builder has right to sell out that area to the purchaser. Now the question is that this particular garage owner is not the member of the society; he is the outsider.
Yes.
The question is
Yes.
that entitled or empowered to attend.
Earlier he has a flat in the society, but he sold out that flat, but he has only the garage with him.
Okay.
Can
Okay.
he be a member of the society or an outsider?
Yes. With due respect, I have to check this provision and accordingly I will answer this question properly.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
For raising this new question, right?
So
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jyoti. For sure, we'll get back to you on this. Okay, we'll make sure that your
Okay, okay.
point is noted, and we'll come back to you on this. Yeah. The
Okay, okay.
remaining participants, I will request them if they have any queries, please get connected through our website. And also like to thank Advocate Ritesh Wagh for having such a wonderful, knowledgeable session with us and clearing out many of the doubts. Because as I said at the start of the session, this is a issue which is really very sensitive nowadays. Okay, the parking issues. So we got lots of clarity through this. All right, and thank you very much for this kind of wonderful presentation, Advocate Ritesh. All right, and for the yeah, thank you. And for the members, I will request them to please go ahead and register yourself for the upcoming sessions. There is a link given in the chat option. All right, and no charges. This is absolutely free session. You can please go ahead and register yourself so that the upcoming sessions you will have an update on that by default. And I would like to also announce that on 12th, we have a new session which is coming up on 12th of 6th of December. I'm sorry. Okay. The subject is again wonderful. That is GST and e-invoicing. And speaker is the CA Chandra Jyoti Panigrahi. Again, really very knowledgeable person. We will have this introduction also when we'll have this session. All right. So I will request all the participants to please go ahead and register yourself on our website. This session, as I said at the beginning, is recorded and will be available on the Samruddha Bharat Sangh website. Right. I thank to all of the participants. I thank to Advocate Ritesh Wagh also, and thank to Samruddha Bharat Sangh Genius for having such a wonderful session with us. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a great day ahead. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.